Here's part 10 of my summary of the book of Exodus. The Israelites are in the desert and they are hungry. The Lord tells Moses that he's going to make it rain bread from heaven. He tells Moses that he's also going to provide the Israelites with meat. He's going to give the Israelites meat in the evenings and all the bread they want in the mornings. That evening, the Lord sent the Israelites lots of quail for dinner. Quail covered the entire camp. And the next morning, when all the dew had dried up, there was bread left in the form of flakes covering the desert floor. The Israelites had never seen it before. They didn't know what it was. Most of the Israelites followed the Lord's instructions to only gather enough bread for what they would need that day. The ones who didn't listen and attempted to gather enough for more than one day's worth got a lovely surprise the next morning when their bread was rotten, maggot-infested, and smelly. Most of the Israelites listened to the Lord's instructions to gather enough bread for 2 days' worth on the sixth day of the week in order to rest on the Sabbath day. But those who didn't listen got a lovely surprise when they went out on the Sabbath to gather the bread, and there was none. The Lord sternly reminds the Israelites to listen to his commands. The Israelites named the bread manna, which in Hebrew means, "What is it?" It was white and tasted like wafers with honey. It melted in the sun, yet it could be baked or even boiled by the Israelites. The Lord commanded Moses and Aaron to take an omer of manna and keep it in a jar so that the generations to come can see the bread that he gave the Israelites to eat in the wilderness when he brought them out of Egypt. The Israelites ate manna for 40 years, all the way up until they reached the border of the land that the Lord had promised Abraham that he would give them, the land of Canaan. The Israelites continued to journey from place to place as the Lord had commanded. They end up camping somewhere where once again there is no water for the people to drink. Israelites questioned if God was with them or not. They complained to Moses and demanded that he give them water. So in this way the Israelites tested the Lord. Moses cried out to the Lord, and the Lord instructed Moses to take his staff and strike a particular rock. Water came out of it for people to drink. At one of the places that the Israelites came to, they got attacked by the Amalekites. That's when we're introduced to arguably the most powerful Israelite combat warrior of all time, Joshua. Moses tells Joshua to choose some of their men and go out and fight the Amalekites, and assures Joshua that he's going to be up on the hill with the trusty staff of God. During the battle, Moses stood on the hill. Whenever he lifted his hands up, the Israelites were winning the battle, but whenever he let his hands down, the Amalekites were winning. So when his arms got tired, Aaron and another fella named Hur held his arms up until Joshua and the Israelites defeated the Amalekites. Then the Lord makes a promise that he's going to wipe out all the Amalekites, making sure that the warrior Joshua, whom he will be using to carry out this task, hears the message. Then Moses builds an altar to the Lord and calls it, "The Lord is my banner."